2 years. 2 whole years. We've kept this in storage. And finally, we can install it. It's crazy that something so plain can have such a dramatic effect. Here's the beautiful pipe. Injen tuned super nano web dry filter. I got the black version. For the most part, everything in the engine bay is stock. The only thing we've added so far has been the strut bar. This has been like a 2-year project, but we've just been sidetracked with all the other projects. So quiet beauty. God damn, that was pretty loud. It probably won't sound too loud on the camera though, but in person, that was obnoxious. To imagine what it's gonna sound like with this bad boy on there. This is a 2-liter engine, which is the stock base model. No Type S here. First thing we have to do is get these clamps off right here so we can detach the intake from the engine. 10 socket should get the bolts and clamps off. This one right here looks like it might be an 8 though. It's gonna be some tricky ones to reach. We cannot find our 8mm socket, so we're using a 5/16 standard socket. And just gonna have to work with what we have. Mr. Cheesy has come to help us today, Cheese. Crawl up and on there. You have small paws to reach the little cracks and the crevices. This tube right here is being stubborn. You can take a little screwdriver or flathead, gently stick it in between the little rubber piece and you can nudge it off. And then the lid should come off pretty easy. It's just because we have the strut bar in there, it's in the way. Oh. God provides. We did not have to take the strut bar out because he was almost ready to. We never opened this box, the intake. This looks new / clean. It's true, we do barely drive this car. So I'm guessing that the previous owner may have done some basic maintenance on it. For anyone who's new to the channel and this is your first video that you're watching of the RSX, I got this car 2 years ago about, and we were gonna do some upgrades to it, but we just never got around to it due to some other priorities with all our other cars. And for example, he had to help his dad rebuild one of their cars, so that took pretty much all of last year. And then they bought some other cars and had to upgrade and maintain those as well. And they've been trying to fix the Integra for a while, but finally, this is finally our year. We're able to work on the little beauty here and do some basic mods. But this is actually one of the first times we've actually opening any of these to take a look at it. After finishing the cold air intake, we're actually gonna do the, wow, why am I running a blank right now? Exhaust. We're gonna do the whole exhaust system, but it's only gonna be the exhaust itself. I don't think that includes the catback or anything, but that should still be a pretty big difference. It's actually a little more risky to do the whole system because popos here do crack down on loud cars, and I feel like having a different exhaust will be enough. In about 10 minutes, you'll have the whole thing cleared out. I forget how easy this is sometimes. Quick apologies for any stuttering. It's been a while since we've done a car video, so I'm like losing all my terminologies and I don't even know what we have in the garage to work on. So bear with me. All right, in our little goodie box, we have some tubings. We also have hardware, clamps. I don't even know what that part is, honestly. And the rest of the actual system to attach together. Take it back. It wasn't going to be as easy as it seemed. The extraction was easy, but putting in the new one, we're actually going to have to take out the battery, apparently take out the bumper. We're going to take out a bunch of stuff. So that's going to take us a minute. I'm going to be honest with y'all, because I purchased this so long ago, I don't even know what model intake that is. I don't even know what kind of system. I just know it's a stage 2 intake. That's all I could tell you. It's from Injen. It's the one that works with the 02 to 06 RSX. And most importantly, manual transmission only. Okay, here goes bye-bye battery. I mean, bye-bye battery cap, but bye-bye battery next. piece. There's a little plate here you're gonna have to get rid of too. You're gonna need 12mm, oh my god, what are you calling those? Sockets to replace that. After what seemed like an eternity, we finally have the bumper off. Just a series of clips and some bolts. It's always crazy to me that cars are just literally hunks of metal, plastic, and literally styrofoam. That is insane. The last prepping task is to remove the washer fluid bucket and then pour it into this other bucket. Oh, y'all, look at that. Why is it so dirty? Trying to get rid of that. Gonna use their reservoir. Y'all, get yourself a mechanic that cleans everything else along the way, even though it has nothing to do with the current installation. We're gonna have to take the original piece, whatever this is, it's like a valve or something, and attach it to our new reservoir. It should look a little something like this. Whether your clips look like this or not, I cannot confirm nor deny, but that's what our clips look like. I've discovered that the little rubber screw thing that they give us is a spacer, and it goes right into that little corner right there. Now we will install our reservoir at last onto the spacer. Oh, we'll be back. Now that we have it attached, the tricky part is getting the initial cables to reach, but I think that it should reach. Sorry, not cables, but tubing. There you go, it should connect to your system now. And of course, don't forget to thread back the tube for your washer fluid at the very top. What we forgot to do before we put the tank in was actually cut the wheel well to get the intake to fit. But it's pretty easily accessible, so we're just going to do it now. But it should be easy to do. It's just plastic. So it should be about like a 4x5 insert. Now we're going to test the fitment of the big pipe. Probably best to loop it through the bottom, come up and connect it to the corner piece right here. It's gonna look a little something like this. It's kind of hard because it has those little valves coming through, but oop, there we go. Nice. We're now ready for tubes. Baby tube's gonna go into the oxygen port, and big tube's gonna go into the engine port. Bless the heavens, all of that fit. Otherwise, it would be pretty dejecting if it didn't after all of that work. I really took for granted having a new car because the engine bays are a lot bigger and they made space for, you know, things like a cold air intake. For example, when we did my Lexus IS, it's a 2018 model. It was completely easy. It took about an hour and we were done. This requires taking apart like a third of the car. We also had to cut off a good chunk of plastic over there to get that to go through. So hopefully everything else, like the battery, will go back in one piece. Finally, the last piece is Exodia's last piece. That took way too long. All right, time for the absolute test. Will it start? Will it work? Just praying for a no check engine light. That's all we're asking for. Battery check, valves check, tubes check, intake check. Only one check left to do, boss. Okay, looking good. Well, that's it, everyone. We just have to put all of these nitty-gritty back. Didn't even put the battery shell back because that was really annoying to work with. And then we'll have ourselves a completed cold air intake install. Let me know what you guys think below. Did you hear a difference on the camera? Because out here it was sounding way louder. It was a way more of a roar. Had the little hiss from the cold air intake, of course. So I'd say that was a success. Tune in next time when we install the spoon exhaust.